Everyone is talking about AI right now, literally everyone. And yet almost nobody is making money with it. Like, think about that for a second. We have the most powerful tool ever created sitting right there pretty much for free. And most people are using it just to write their emails or ask it what to have for dinner. I'm going to show you the exact 3 steps I'd use it to make £1,000 online, just using Claude. No coding, no big audience, no waiting 6 months to launch something, just Claude, a laptop or a phone, and a bit of focus. And look, I'm not going to pretend like this is some magic formula. It is work, but it's the kind of work that actually leads somewhere. So instead of watching your 400th AI tutorial and still having nothing to show for it, if that hit a nerve, then good, because it should. And that was me not so long ago. I spent 2 years bouncing between ideas, buying courses, starting projects, and finishing none of them. The thing that changed everything was when I stopped consuming and started building. And Claude was the tool that made building feel possible. So here's the plan. 3 steps. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear path from where you are right now to making your first £1,000. So let's get into it. So step 1 is finding that problem that people would pay for. And honestly, this is where most people mess it up before they even start. They think they have an idea they like, they build it, and then they try and find people who want it. And that's completely backwards. You need to find people who already have a painful problem and then build a thing that solves it. So here's the wrong way: having your idea, building it, and then hoping. The right way: finding that pain point, building that solution, and then selling it. So here's how I use Claude to do this in about 30 minutes. So I start by telling Claude exactly what I'm looking for. Something like, I want to find a niche of people who are spending money to solve a recurring problem. Ideally, service providers, coaches, consultants, or creators. But that could be anything. That could be your niche. You could input there. Give me 10 ideas with the specific pain points and what they are currently paying for. And just look at what it comes back with. These aren't just some random guesses. Claude is pulling from patterns it sees across thousands of businesses. You get real, specific problems that real people are actually dealing with. And now here's the bit that matters. Pick one, not 3, not the most interesting one. The one you can clearly see the pain and you can clearly see the solution you would like. For this video, let's say we land on coaches who spend hours a week writing personal onboarding emails for their new clients. That's a painful, repetitive task, and they're already paying for tools like MailChimp or ConvertKit that don't really solve it properly. So I've dropped the exact prompt that I use and you can use for this idea validation process in the first link in the description. You can go and copy and paste it straight into Claude. And now once you've got the problem, you need to validate it. And this is where most people skip straight to building. So don't go ahead and do that. Spend 15 minutes checking. I'd ask Claude to help me find communities where people hang out, like Reddit threads, Facebook groups, WOP communities, school communities. Then go look at what people are actually complaining about. If you can find 5 to 10 people talking about this exact problem without being prompted, you've got something real. That's one step now done. You've got a validated problem that people already spend money on solving. No guessing and no hoping. So now step 2 is building that solution with Claude. And this is where it gets fun. So you're going to be using Claude to actually build the thing. And I know what you are thinking. Like, you're not a developer, you can't code, you don't know how to actually build tools. And that is the whole point, because you don't need to. For our example, we are building a personalized onboarding email system for coaches, and this is what it could actually look like. It's a simple tool where coaches input a few details about their new clients, maybe their names, their goals, or how they found the coach, and it generates a fully personalized onboarding email in the coach's voice. And that is how fast it can all come together. So start by telling Claude, I want to build a system that takes a coach's brand voice and client details and generates a personalized onboarding email. So let's start with that as the system prompt. Claude then will give me the full thing. A system prompt that captures the coach's tone, handles different client types, and produces emails that actually sound like a human, not just some generic AI slop that everyone is tired of reading or hearing. So now go ahead and test it, plug it into something, and look at the example details. So a generic output might be like, "Dear client, welcome to my coaching program. I look forward to working with you." Whereas your AI system could be, "Hey name, I'm so excited you're here. Based on your goals of running a half a marathon by June, this is what our first 4 weeks looks like." That is so much more personalized and will actually have like some sort of connection with the client. It's more personalized and it's specific for that client. And only took about 10 seconds to generate instead of 20 minutes writing something from scratch. But we're not quite done there. The prompt alone is useful, but what we are building is a product. So I'm going to package this into something a coach could actually use without needing to understand any prompting. And here are a few ways of doing this depending on your comfort level. You could build a Notion template with embedded instructions. You could create a simple custom GPT, or you could use something like Bolt to spin up a basic web app. Ask Claude to help you walk through any of these. Like for this demo, just keeping it simple, Notion would be the easiest output. Just a clean, simple template with the prompt baked in, clear instructions, and an example output. Something that coaches could start using in 5 minutes. And if you actually want to see more in detail builds like this step by step, then come and drop a comment in my free community, which is the first link in the description. That's the product though. Built in under 2 hours, it solves a real problem and it's ready to sell. So that's step 2 now done. So step 3 is now the packaging and pricing and selling it. And this is honestly where most people freeze up. They build something good, but they don't actually know how to get in front of people or ask for that money. So let me break this down into 3 parts. You've got your offer, you've got your price, and then you've got your first sale. The offer is simple. You're not selling a Notion template, you're selling the outcome. You're selling like never spending 20 minutes writing an onboarding email again. Personalized client emails in 10 seconds, and that is the offer. So I tell Claude to write me a short, detailed, direct sales page for this product. The buyer is a coach who is tired of writing onboarding emails manually. Focus on the time saved and the quality of the output. Keep it under 300 words with no hype. And there it is. It's clean, it's clear, it speaks directly to the pain. I'll tweak a few lines to make it sound more like me, but the structure is then solid. And now you look at the pricing. For your first product, just go ahead and keep it simple. £27 to £47 for a simple template or prompt pack. Maybe £67 to £97 for something that's more complete system with tutorials and support. Don't overthink this. Just think of your first product as proof of concept, like not maximum revenue. At £27, you need about 37 sales to hit your first £1,000. At £47, you need about 22. And at £97, you need about 11 sales. And those are very achievable numbers. So where do the sales actually come from? So there are 3 places that work when you have 0 audience. First, you can do direct outreach. So use Claude to write personalized DMs or emails to coaches who fit your ideal buyer. Not spammy copy and paste messages, actual thought through messages that refer to their specific business. Something like, hey, I noticed you run a fitness coaching business. I built a tool that writes personalized onboarding emails for coaches in about 10 seconds. But you can then go ahead and personalize that further. If you just take a look at like their Instagram page or their landing page and add a specific detail in there. Then also add like, if you want to see a demo, no pressure, just thought I might save you some more time. It's simple, helpful, and not salesy. Second is communities, like post in Facebook groups, school communities, Reddit threads, swap communities. This is where coaches hang out. Don't pitch, just share the problem, share a small piece of the solution for free, and let people then come to you. And then third is content. So even 1 or 2 short form videos showing the tool in action can drive sales. So film yourself using it, show the before and after, post it as a reel or as a short or even a long form piece of content. You don't need thousands of views, you just need the right 20 people to see it. And between the direct outreach, the community posts, and a couple of short form videos, 11 to 37 sales is completely doable within your first few weeks, especially when you're building something that genuinely solves a painful problem. So let's just zoom out for a second, and here's what just happened in this video. We found your problem that you're going to deliver your solution to. You've now gone ahead and built your product with Claude, and you're now packaging and getting it ready to sell, all in half a day. So step 1, you're going to use that Claude to validate your problem that people are already paying to solve, and that took about 30 minutes. Step 2, use Claude to then build that real product that solves that problem, and this maybe took a couple of hours. Then step 3, you use Claude to create the sales copy, the pricing, and the outreach message to actually sell it. After an hour or so, that was all done. So in total, you maybe spent half a day of focused work, and you now have a product, a price, and a plan to make your first £1,000 online with this. And this is what I mean. When I say stop consuming and start building, you don't need another course, you don't need to learn code, you don't need a massive following, you just need Claude, a clear process, and the willingness to actually ship something. And I've put together a full prompt pack with every prompt I use in this video. The idea validation prompt, the product building prompt, the sales copy prompt, and the outreach message prompts, literally everything. So go ahead and check the description for the first link and you'll get it there for you to use. And if you actually want to go deeper in this, I actually build alongside other people doing the same thing, all in this free community. So go ahead, check the first link in description, go ahead and join in there and we can have a chat. And that is where I can break down more builds like this every single week. So also hit subscribe if you want more of these. I'm documenting the entire journey of building an AI business from scratch. And this is just the beginning. So I'll see you in the next one.